What's up everybody, Danny's here and we are back at it again with another video. But before we get into it, make sure to check out all the links in the description below. And so far, overall about the Nintendo Switch 2 though, there seems to be a lot of success that might come to the Nintendo Switch 2. Either it might be announced this year or next year. But nowadays though, in my recent video I've talked about my favorite games. If you want to check it out now, link in the description below. Because I'd say comment your favorite game, leave it in the comment below. But now though, Pikmin 4 was released 1 year ago. Not until July 21st though. But did you know that Nintendo somehow has a full library of NES games on the Switch though? But right now, Nintendo has 677 licensed NES games, which means there's a huge library of NES games, like 1,000 of them. And somehow, have you ever seen like 1,000 NES games already? Like on an emulator and on the Switch. But have you seen 1,000 SNES games? And sometimes a lot of N64 games, GameCube games. I mean, there's a lot of popular games that are already on the NES, Super Nintendo, and N64. I mean, both of these games have a huge library. And so does Game Boy and Game Boy Advance. Oh, wait, yes, Game Boy and Game Boy Advance. Pretty much, though, I believe that you can use your NES controller for the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance. Which means, obviously, you can use your NES controller for the Nintendo Switch. And you can use that controller for Game Boy and Game Boy Advance. I mean, pretty much these games, like using your Super Nintendo controller, or in Super Mario 3D All-Stars, you can use your N64 controller for Super Mario 64. But pretty much, though, I've not gotten these controllers yet, these retro gaming controllers for the Switch. So, it's only the NES, Super Nintendo, N64, and the Sega Genesis controller. So now, there are some games that might come to the Nintendo Switch, and I'm pretty sure it'll be Zelda, Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess, but we still don't know yet, no matter what. Zelda A Link Between Worlds, Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, and Metroid Prime 3 Corruptions. I was almost going to say Metroid Prime 4. But it is coming to the Switch, though, in 2025, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. And let's see what else. Metroid Samus Returns, though. Now, as I can tell right now, some of these games I've seen so far is that sometimes some of these games have a huge library. The Nintendo Switch has a huge library of games, but I really like the NES. And I'm waiting till Nintendo World Championship NES Edition comes out on the Switch, which would be a really good idea. But overall, I really want to see Nintendo DS, Nintendo Switch Online, because overall, that would be a really good idea. Nintendo DS, Nintendo Switch Online, but it might come to the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack, because it turns out if Nintendo's going to either announce it or not announce it. Because it seems like Nintendo might add Nintendo GameCube and Nintendo DS, Nintendo Switch Online. They might not add Wii Nintendo Switch Online because the original Wii already has like a full screen. The original Wii. But right off the bat, I think the Nintendo Switch now has a huge collection though. I mean, we're talking about how many games there are in one collection, in one console, which is a really good idea though. Like with the NES, I'd say 677 NES games in total. But I don't know about the total right now yet though, but I might have to look that up pretty soon. How many there are on the Nintendo Switch, and how many Super Nintendo games there are, and how many N64 games there are, and how many Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games there are, and also how many GameCube games Nintendo has released. But if you want to pick your guess, put it in the comments below and I'll take a look at them. But anyways, that's going to be it for today's video. I really hope you all do enjoy the video. If you do, make sure to smash that like button if you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment, let me know what are your thoughts are and how many games there are in total. And subscribe if you're new. Make sure to hit that bell notification every time you get notified when I post a video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.